Good evening. It is February 17th, 2022 still, and this is the voting session of the Ways and Means Committee. We are going to start with House Bill 84, Delegate Ruth, Crimes on School Grounds, and Mr. Vice Chair, I'm going to hand that off to you. Can you hear me, Mr. Vice Chair?
No, I can't. I just have the wrong bills in front of me right now.
Oh, well,
can I special order this bill to later in the agenda?
Yeah, okay, let's move. No worries. So we'll come back to that. So House Bill 136, and there are amendments. This is the Brenly's Act. So I'm going to ask Delegate Eversole to discuss this.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 136 is called Brenly's Act. It is amended. The bill as amended requires each county board of education to get 2 school personnel who are either school nurses or people designated by the school nurse to complete a paid professional development training in recognizing seizure signs and taking appropriate steps. The school must designate one of those individuals to present an abridged version of the training to all school staff during contracted time. The employee gets trained must receive compensated pay for their training. They'll develop, MSDE and MDH will develop guidelines on the training, and non-public schools may allow similar program to occur in their schools. A parent or guardian with a seizure disorder must collaborate with school personnel to create a seizure action plan for their child. Parent must provide the school with written authorization for administering the rescue medication, and that would be the people who are trained who can do that. Finally, the people who are more formally trained. Finally, the bill grants immunity from civil liability to employees who respond in good faith to students having seizures, except for willful or grossly negligent acts. The amendments require those receiving training in seizure recognition to receive payment for training. It also requires the training to be given to all school staff in the abridged file biannually. Move the amendments.
Second.
Any discussion on the amendments? Okay, all those in favor of the subcommittee amendments, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Is there a motion on the bill?
Move the bill as amended, Madam Chair.
Second.
Is there any discussion on the amended bill? Okay, seeing no discussion, I will do a voice roll call. The Vice Chair,
Yes.
Delegate Attar,
Yes.
Delegate Barnes,
Yes.
Delegate Boatler.
What was the bill number on this?
This is 136.
Yes.
Delegate Branch,
Yes.
Delegate Buckle,
Yes.
Delegate Charles,
Yes.
Delegate Eversole,
Yes.
Delegate Feldmark,
Yes.
Delegate Griffith,
Yes.
and Delegate Guyton is excused. Delegate Hartman,
Yes.
Delegate Hornberger,
Yes.
Delegate Ivy,
Yes.
Delegate Jones,
Yes.
Delegate Lasanti,
Yes.
Delegate Long,
Yes.
Delegate Lukey,
Yes.
Delegate Plavkovich Carr,
Yes.
Delegate Patterson,
Yes.
Delegate Rose,
Yes.
and Delegate Wilkins.
Yes.
And the
Madam-
bill, yes?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
are we able to amend one
Oh, as
co-sponsors?
co-sponsors?
We've done it in the past. We stopped during COVID. We don't have to, but I like the bill and
Well, so this is what I'd like to do, because I'm trying to make this less painful for the folks that have to do the amendments. So the bill list, when the bill list is distributed, okay. When the bill is distributed, if you think
I
you
don't
would
want to
like,
cause more trouble.
raise your hand, put your hand up if you want to be amended on. Okay, so I'm gonna go through. So I'm gonna do this, but next time when you vote, just say you want to be added on, okay? So I see Delegate Long. So put your hand down. I see Delegate Hartman. I see Delegate Boatler. Delegate Rose. Delegate Griffith. Delegate Buckle. Delegate Lasanti. Buckle, put your hand down. Delegate Ebersol.
I'm just waving.
I'm Stan, I'm taking notes. I'm reading Stan's face like, what are you doing? Okay. Did I miss anybody?
Charles.
Okay,
Throw my name on
Delegate
it, too.
Charles.
This is actually on my man Alistair anyway. Don't fall to him.
Okay. And Charles, did I miss anybody else? Okay. All right, so that is moved on and is out of here, 136 as amended by the subcommittee and with the new co-sponsors. Thank you. Now circling back to House Bill 84, the Vice Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 84 removes students from the category of people who can be found guilty of a crime found in section 26101 of the education article, which covers willfully disturbing the administration of education, molesting or threatening a student or school employee with bodily harm and threats made by any means, including online. This is a bill that we passed last year and that this committee supported and that the House supported last year. I moved the bill.
Second.
Okay, the bill has been moved and seconded. Is there a discussion on the bill? Okay, I see no hands, so I will do a roll call. The Vice Chair,
Yes.
Delegate Attar,
Yes.
Delegate Barnes,
Yes.
Delegate Boatler,
No.
Delegate Branch. Yes. Delegate Buckle,
No.
Delegate Charles,
Yes.
Delegate Ebersol,
Yes.
Delegate Feldmark,
Yes.
Delegate Griffith.
No.
Delegate Guyton is excused. Delegate Hartman,
No.
Delegate Hornberger,
Yes.
Delegate Ivy,
Yes.
Delegate Patterson, I think you need to be on mute.
Yeah.
Delegate Jones,
Yes.
Delegate Lasanti,
No.
Delegate Long, Delegate Long,
No.
Delegate Lukey,
Yes.
Delegate Plakovich Carr,
Yes.
Delegate Patterson,
Yes.
Delegate Rose,
No.
and Delegate Wilkins.
Yes.
And the bill is successful. I like that. Y'all get right to it. That would have been a whole hour and a half discussion in judiciary. Okay.
Second.
We wait for the floor. Wait for the floor. Here, Ways and Means.
Okay, moving on to House Bill 139. There are amendments and Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 139, as amended, this bill moves teachers in the juvenile services education program and in the education and workforce training program within adult correctional institutions into the professional service in the state personnel management system. Additionally, the bill includes the juvenile services education program and provisions of law pertaining to the education of students with disabilities and the reporting of restraints and seclusions of students. Finally, the bill requires that the Director of Education and Workforce Skills Training and Correctional Institutions set qualification standards for teachers and workforce skills training program who are employed by the department that are similar to the standards for CTE instructors under the blueprint for Maryland's future. Those were the amendments and the bill, Madam Chair. I move the amendments.
For a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on the committee amendments? Okay, is there a motion on the bill?
Move favorable.
Second.
Discussion on the bill as amended. Okay, seeing none, I will do a roll call. The Vice Chair,
Yes.
Delegate Attar,
yes,
Delegate Barnes,
Yes.
Delegate Boatler.
Sorry, what was this bill number again?
This is 139.
No.
Delegate Branch,
Yes.
Delegate Buckle,
Yes.
Delegate Charles,
Yes.
Delegate Ebersol,
Yes.
Delegate Feldmark,
Yes.
Delegate Griffith, Delegate Griffith,
Yes. Sorry.
Delegate Guyton is excused, Delegate Hartman,
No.
Delegate Hornberger,
No.
Delegate Ivy,
Yes.
Delegate Jones,
Yes.
Delegate Lasanti,
Yes.
Delegate Long,
No.
Delegate Lukey,
Yes.
Delegate Plavkovich Carr,
Yes.
Delegate Patterson,
Yes.
Delegate Rose,
No.
and Delegate Wilkins.
Yes.
Okay, the bill is moved on as favorable as amended. Okay, House Bill 154 has amendments. And I will ask Delegate Ebersol to speak on the bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 154 as amended. This bill requires that each county board of education adopt and implement guidelines to reduce the risk of exposure to anaphylactic food agents in children. It specifies the contents of those guidelines. Specific foods are cited. Additionally, it requires that each public school develop a system to provide disclosure in advance to parents about allergens in food. Finally, this bill adds the food allergies that public schools must account for and to include all FDA-recognized food allergies. The amendments alter the contents of the guidelines, requiring that guideline roles be assigned in accordance with collective bargaining agreements if they are assigned to employees, and make other technical changes. The amendments also remove a requirement that each public school must post a list of food allergens in the cafeteria every day. Move the amendments.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on the amendments? I have a question for the subcommittee chair. What kind of food allergies does this deal with?
There's a list. I can get my,
Oh, I just want to hear you say anaphylactic.
you want me anaphylactic? Is that what you want me to say?
Yes,
Did I
anaphylactic.
did I
Say
get
it
it wrong?
5 times really fast.
Did I get it wrong
No,
earlier?
you got it right. I'm just messing.
Anaphylactic.
That's Hornberger talk.
That's correct. There is a specific list that was not in the law before, though, that's based on FDA.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion on the bill as amended?
I don't know if we do we vote on the amendment yet?
Oh, my bad. I was too busy caught up trying to get you to say anaphylactic.
And did we vote anaphylactically on the bill yet?
All those in favor of the subcommittee amendments say aye.
aye,
Opposed, say no. The ayes have it. Okay, is there a motion on the bill as amended?
Move the bill as amended, Madam Chair.
Second.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion on the bill as amended? Okay, seeing none, this is House Bill 154. The Vice Chair,
I'm gonna get better at this. Yes.
Delegate Attar,
yes,
Delegate Barnes,
Yes.
Delegate Boatler,
Yes.
Delegate Branch,
Yes.
Delegate Buckle,
Yes.
Delegate Charles,
Yes.
Delegate Ebersol,
Which bill are we on? Yes.
Delegate Feldmark,
That's not.
yes,
Delegate Griffith,
Yes.
Delegate Guyton is excused, Delegate Hartman,
Yes.
Delegate Hornberger,
Yes.
Delegate Ivy,
Yes.
Delegate Jones.
Yes.
You had the deep Ivy Berry Manilow. Yes.
Yeah.
Delegate Lisanti,
Yes.
Delegate Long,
Yes.
Delegate Lukey,
Yes.
Delegate Plavkovich Carr,
Yes.
Delegate Patterson,
Yes.
Delegate Rose,
Yes.
Delegate Wilkins.
Yes.
And that is unanimously out of here. Okay, thank you. House Bill 194. Delegate Shetty's Education, Family Life, Human Sexuality Curriculum on Sexting, the Vice Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 194 requires that as part of the Family Life and Human Sexuality Curriculum, county boards of education provide instruction on the risk of sexting. There's no amendments on this bill. I move the bill.
Second.
Is there any discussion on the bill? Seeing no discussion, this is House Bill 194, the Vice Chair.
Yes.
Delegate Attar,
Yes.
Delegate Barnes,
Yes.
Delegate Boatler,
No.
Delegate Branch,
Yes.
Delegate Buckle,
Yes.
Delegate Charles. Delegate Charles. Yes, I see you. Okay, yes. Delegate Ebersol,
Yes.
Delegate Feldmark,
Yes.
Delegate Griffith,
Yes.
Delegate Guyton is excused. Delegate Hartman,
I'll go yes.
Delegate Hornberger,
Yes.
Delegate Ivy,
Yes.
Delegate Jones,
Yes.
Delegate Lisanti,
Yes.
Delegate Long,
Yes.
Delegate Lukey,
Yes.
Delegate Plavkovich Carr,
Yes.
Delegate Patterson,
Yes.
Delegate Rose,
Yes.
Delegate Wilkins,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes, and the bill passes.
Madam Chair, can I just clarify there was just one no?
Correct.
Thank you.
Not to start a tsunami, I thought people were going to start adding themselves to that bill, but maybe they might do it for the next one.
House Bill 277 has amendments. Delegate Patterson's Purple Star Schools Program, the Vice Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. As amended, this bill creates the Purple Star Schools Program to recognize schools that provide strong support to military connected students and their families when, as a result of military service, a military connected student transfers to that school. The State Department of Education will administer the program and will designate schools as Purple Star schools. In order to be designated as a Purple Star school, a school must at a minimum have a staff member who is a liaison between the school and the military connected students, place relevant information on its website, maintain a transition program led by students, and offer professional development to staff members on issues related to school transfer. Madam Chair, that includes the amendments and the bill. I move the amendments.
Second.
Hey, is there any discussion on the amendments? I see Delegate Long has a question.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm just curious.
We can hear you.
Okay, something happened. The question I have is, does most of the schools near military bases, do they have a liaison already in place? Or is this
Yeah,
going to be a new position that have to be created?
I believe these are new positions created at the school level. There's some currently at the administration level right now. So these would be school-based. Is that right, Alistair? That's right.
It's a designation, not a creation. So they'll have to designate someone, but they won't have to necessarily hire a new person.
Right.
Still use existing personnel,
Correct.
just train them. That's good. Okay, thank you.
I knew you would like this bill, Bob.
I like it. Hey, I'm happy.
Any other discussion on the amendments? All those in favor of the amendments say yes.
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Okay, is there a motion on the bill as amended?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on the bill? If you would like to be added on, let me know when I call your name, please, okay? Vice Chair,
Yes.
Delegate Attar,
Yes, and I'd like to be added on.
Delegate Barnes,
Yes.
Delegate Boatler,
Yes, and I'd like to be added on.
Delegate Branch,
Yes, and I'd like to be added on.
Delegate Buckle,
Yes, and it's such a good bill. I'm already on there.
That calls it into question. I gotta say.
Delegate Charles,
Yes, and you can add me on there also.
Delegate Eversol,
Yes, and I'm not on it and I'd like to be.
Delegate Feldmark,
Yes, and please add me. Thank you.
Delegate Griffith,
Yes, and please add me. Thank you.
Delegate Guyton is excused. Delegate Hartman,
Yes, and me too.
Delegate Hornberger,
Yes, and me too on the co-sponsor.
Delegate Ivy,
Yes.
Delegate Jones,
Yes, and please add me as well.
Delegate Lasanti,
Yes, and I believe I already am a co-sponsor, but if not,
okay. Delegate Long,
Yes, and yes.
Delegate Lukey,
Yes.
Delegate Plakovich Carr,
Yes.
Delegate Patterson,
Yes. Thank
Delegate Rose. Would you like to be a co-sponsor, Delegate Patterson? Delegate Rose
Yes, and please add me. Thank you.
and Delegate Wilkins.
Yes.
And the chair votes yes, and she's adding her name too. And that bill's out of here. Okay, House Bill 291 has amendments. Madam Subcommittee Chair Wilkins.
There you go. Sorry. Hi,
You're having some trouble
everyone.
today. with
Thank
the
you.
mute button.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 291, election law, contested elections. This bill, in general, makes it a little easier to be able to do a recount for a contested election. The bill allows for a government-funded recount when the margin of victory is 0.25% instead of the current 0.1%. The bill allows campaign funds to be used for a recount, and it also authorizes a county to provide public funds for a recount as part of the county's public finance system. This bill did pass our committee and the House unanimously last year as an FYI. There is an amendment on the bill. The amendment strikes a provision that would prohibit a recount when the margin of victory is greater than 5%. So I would like to move the amendment on the bill.
Second.
Discussion on the amendments. All in favor of the amendments, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, Delegate Hartman's opposed, okay.
So just to make sure I'm correct, so if it's over 5%, you cannot have a recount, correct?
No, we're taking that out. So if it's
Okay, forget it, then I'm with everybody else.
okay.
So we passed the amendment, and so is there a motion on the bill as amended?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, discussion, Delegate Buckle.
I just had a question. I'm going to vote for the bill either way, but I had a question maybe Delegate Wilkins could help me with. In the fiscal note, you just said that you're allowed to use campaign funds to pay for the legal expenses or things that may be involved in requesting the recount. The fiscal note talked about the bill repealed a provision that establishes that state campaign finance law provisions relating to limits on contributions and transfers do not affect the right of an individual to pay reasonable legal expenses. So I guess I'm just confused with all the word salad there.
Sure.
So like if I'm in a situation and I want to file for the recount and I have to pay for it myself, and maybe because the campaign's over, I've already exhausted almost all of my campaign funds, and I go out and raise money, I mean, the legal fees are, might be 20, 30, 40, $50,000 in a short period of time. Am I still capped by the $6,000? Like someone gave me $6,000 over the last 4 years to run my campaign, and then I have to go through the recount. I can't go back to those people because they're already capped? Or are we allowed to say, because this is for legal expenses, not campaign political expenses, that those people could continue to donate?
Yeah, the cap aspect of it is a really good question. I'm going to ask Stan to weigh in on the cap.
Yeah, so right now, when you raise money for a recount, there's no limit on what you can raise from any one person. This bill would say that, yes, it is limited, and just like any other campaign donations, it's limited to the 6,000 in an election cycle. So yes, this imposes contribution limits for recounts.
And I'm going to vote for the bill, I think, because I like everything else in the bill, and hopefully maybe between here and the Senate and somewhere else. I just think that, the 1 out of every 100 chances this happens, you may cripple people's ability to raise enough legal funds to do that if they're already capped out or tapped out from a variety of donors. But it's just a theoretical concern I wanted to clarify, and maybe before the bill becomes final, but I appreciate it.
Other discussion on the bill? Delegate Lasanti.
Yeah, that's an interesting question, Delegate Buckle, because I guess if someone were to raise funds, let's say for a legal challenge, and there was money left over, then not directed just for the legal fees. Is that right?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question. I don't know. Stan, looks like you're responding. You might have understood. I didn't hear what she said.
No, I couldn't understand the question.
Delegate Lasanti, you were going in and out, but it sounded like that you said that if someone was to raise money for legal funds and then there was money left over, what could you use that money for?
Yes. Was that fund restricted then? If you were restricted on the intake, meaning that it's only from the donors that you currently have, that with that $6,000 limit, then once the balance is it then restricted only for legal fees for that purpose?
Go ahead, Stan. No, go ahead, Stan.
No, it's not. I mean, it's all in the same pot. Basically, it's your campaign fund. You can use it for your normal campaign expenses, or you can use it for a recount, whatever you choose. And you can use it for whatever you want. There's not a separate pot for recounts.
Understood. Thank you.
Delegate Long.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. The question I have is, if you have a donor max out and gives you $6,000, you run into a recount that you have to pay for legal fees. Can they give you an additional $6,000, or are they already capped out? All right, thank you. I feel the same way Delegate Buckle feels, because you can only have so much water in a well. So, thanks.
Any other discussion on the bill? Okay, I'll do a roll call on the bill because it was moved and seconded, correct? The discussion has thrown me off. All right, roll call on the bill. Vice Chair, favorable on the bill as amended, House Bill 291. The Vice Chair.
Yes.
Delegate Attar.
Yes.
Delegate Barnes.
Yes.
Delegate Boatler.
Yes.
Delegate Branch. Yes. Delegate Buckle.
Yes.
Delegate Charles.
Yes.
Delegate Ebersol.
Yes.
Delegate Feldmark.
Yes.
Delegate Griffith.
Yes.
Delegate Guyton is excused. Delegate Hartman.
Yes.
Delegate Hornberger.
Yes.
Delegate Ivy.
Yes.
Delegate Jones.
Yes.
Delegate Lasanti.
Yes.
Delegate Long.
Yes.
Delegate Lukey.
Sorry, I was pulling a Wilkins. Yes.
Delegate Plavkovich Carr.
Yes.
Delegate Patterson. Delegate Patterson.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Delegate Rose.
Yes.
Delegate Wilkins.
Yes.
And the bill passes unanimously. Thank you. House Bill 366 has amendments dealing with the private letter ruling, and I will shoot that over to Delegate Lukey.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Bill 366 is the bill to establish a legal division in the Comptroller's Office in order to consider questions of taxation raised by taxpayers and issue tax guidance through what's known as the private letter ruling process. The subcommittee did adopt amendments to the bill. They require a person requesting a private letter ruling to include in the request a statement as to whether they're the subject of an ongoing tax matter relevant to the request, clarify some of the circumstances under which the comptroller can refuse to issue a private letter ruling, and extends from 3 years to 5 years the period of time for which a private letter ruling is binding on the comptroller. So I move the amendments.
Second.
Discussion on the subcommittee amendments. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay, is there a motion on the bill as amended?
Move favorable.
Second.
Discussion on the bill as amended. Seeing no discussion, I will do a roll call. The Vice Chair,
Yes.
Delegate Attar,
Yes.
I thought we agreed to 7.
Delegate Long, Delegate Barnes,
Yes.
Delegate Butler on House Bill 366,
Yes.
Delegate Branch,
Yes.
Delegate Buckle,
Yes.
Delegate Charles,
Yes.
Delegate Ebersol,
Yes.
Delegate Feldmark,
Yes.
Delegate Griffith,
Yes.
Delegate Guyton is excused. Delegate Hartman,
Yes.
Delegate Hornberger,
Yes.
Delegate Ivy,
Yes.
Delegate Jones,
Yes.
Delegate Lasanti,
Yes.
Delegate Long,
Can I ask a real quick question? He said 5 years, not 7 years. Am I correct?
7 years. I apologize if I misspoke. The bill came in at 3 years. The amendments extended it to 7.
Okay, I'm good with that. Thank you.
yes. Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Delegate Lukey,
Yes.
Delegate Plavkovich Carr,
Yes.
Delegate Patterson,
Yes.
Delegate Rose,
Yes.
and Delegate Wilkins.
Yes.
And that bill is out of here unanimously. 2 more to go, folks. House Bill 468, Delegate Ivy's whistleblower protections. And Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This lovely bill of Delegate Ivy's sets a standard administrative complaint procedure for public school employees who seek to institute a civil action after alleging retaliation for whistleblowing. The administrative process must be completed within 30 days, and also a public school employee must notify the local superintendent of intent to initiate a civil action. The bill extends the period in which civil action can be brought from 6 months to 6 months after retaliation to 9 months. There's no amendments on the bill. Move the bill.
Second.
Discussion on the bill? Okay, seeing none, the bill is favorable as amended. House Bill 468. The Vice Chair,
Yes.
Delegate Attar,
Yes.
Delegate Barnes,
Yes.
Delegate Butler. House Bill 468.
I said yes.
Okay. Delegate Branch,
Yes.
Delegate Buckle,
Yes.
Delegate Charles,
Yes. Could I be added to my vice chair's bill?
yes. Delegate Ebersol,
I'm good with it, or yes.
Delegate Feldmark,
Yes.
Delegate Griffith,
Yes.
Delegate Guyton is excused. Delegate Hartman,
Yes.
Delegate Hornberger,
Yes.
Delegate Ivy,
Yes.
Delegate Jones,
Yes.
Delegate Lasanti,
Yes.
Delegate Long,
Yes.
Delegate Lukey,
Yes.
Delegate Plavkovich Carr,
Yes.
Delegate Patterson,
Yes.
Delegate Rose,
Yes.
and Delegate Wilkins.
Yes.
Okey dokey, congratulations, Delegate Ivy. That bill is out of here.
Madam Chair.
Our last bill is a withdrawal, House Bill 504.
Move
Delegate-
unfavorable on the withdrawal.
Second.
Second.
Okay,
Third.
okay. All those in favor of the unfavorable, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it, and that is out of here. Thank you very much. And let me just say a couple quick things, and then the subcommittee chairs, if you have an announcements, please make them. We resume our bill hearings at 1 o'clock on Tuesday. Next week, we are on the floor on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for your planning purposes. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. On the 25th, which is next week already, oh my goodness, we are having bill hearings on Fridays. So it's only like 6 or 7 bills, and we're starting at 12. I want to thank you all for all the work that you have done thus far and all the work that we will do. If I don't say it, we have by far the most bills in the House of Delegates this session, like by far. So I don't know if I'm being hazed because I'm new, but that's the situation.
Take the
Not
haze.
at all.
So we have a lot of work to do. I know things get pretty stressful. So thank you all. You guys are, all very well-versed in the issues. So I appreciate that. Do any of the subcommittee chairs want to make any announcements?
I do, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So Revenue Subcommittee, I know normally we've been doing Tuesdays at noon, but for various reasons, we're not going to do a meeting on Tuesday. Next Thursday, instead, we will be meeting immediately following the floor session.
Vice Chair, did you want to make an announcement?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank my lovely education subcommittee for doing such great work this session so far. You guys are amazing. That's all.
Always one.
Yes,
Gee, I hope you say something about revenues now. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Madam
revenues
Chair?
is mostly okay.
Hey,
Okay, I think Delegate Eversole has something legit to
Well, I
say.
have to get a tear out of my eye because I serve on that sub and I'm a little moved, but I would like to say that early childhood will be having a subcommittee meeting on Monday at 10 a.m.
Other announcements? Okay, I also want to take the time, in case I forget, to thank the wonderful staff of this committee, who you all already know is wonderful, but the analysts and the staff are keeping me like totally straight on what I'm supposed to be doing. So thank you very much. I appreciate you all. All right, everyone, if I don't see you tomorrow, there's a press conference if you want to come. We're rolling out the tax package that you all passed tomorrow at noon in the House Rotunda. Wear your mask and you can come if you like. Otherwise, have a great